Please help me welcome to the DEBx stage, Robin Mason.
When I was in 6th grade, I won the spelling bee at Sandpiper Elementary School. You'd think I'd have been on cloud 9 with all the applause from my classmates, but instead of celebrating, this horrible feeling of anxiety came over me. You see, my win meant that I would have to go to the state competition. All these terrifying thoughts started running through my head. I'm not a spelling expert. What if I misspell the word onomatopoeia? How disappointed will my parents and classmates be when I have to share that I didn't win? I couldn't handle the shame that I knew I would feel, so I backed out, and the second place winner went instead. Growing up, I was always worried about what other people would think of me. I thought in order to be accepted by my friends or to win the love of my parents, I had to have all the right answers and always win first place. Anything less felt like a failure. So I focused only on the things that I excelled at: gymnastics, playing the flute, math. Oh, I bet you guys weren't expecting that last one, were you? But I also really loved to sing. Music was my favorite class. Sadly, I stopped singing in the 2nd grade when I realized I couldn't hold a note. And I would stand on the sidelines at the school dances because I thought I looked ridiculous with my lack of rhythm and robotic moves. I wish I could say that all changed when I left school, but I continued to live my life inside a very small, tightly wound box that was safe from the risk of failure or looking bad in front of other people. I had a successful career, went to the gym, and hung out with my friends. It was fine, but frankly, my life was boring. Mind you, there's a lot of good reasons why people choose to live inside their comfort zone. It makes life pretty predictable. You get to focus on your strengths, and the risk of failure is relatively low. In my case, my fear of not being perfect held me back. I was unwilling to step outside my comfort zone. That was until 7 years ago, when I joined a 90-day personal growth program aimed at setting goals in areas of our lives that mattered to us. Mine included launching a website, meeting someone special, and exercising more. I set some lofty goals in each of these areas, and as a perfectionist, of course, I achieved them all. But the real transformation came in a way I least expected. It came from working with my coach, Mary. Mary had me figured out in a hot second. I was the analytical type who liked structure, preparedness, following the rules, and looking like I had it all together. Her mission was to force me outside my comfort zone. Each day, she would assign me a challenge that would either scare or horrify me. Since my old way of doing things wasn't exactly working for me, I decided to take a leap of faith, and I accepted her daily challenges to see if I could produce different results in my life. One day, I had to go to the gym with my shirt turned inside out. And that one wasn't even that bad. Another day, I had to find a complete stranger and be on a date with him within 2 hours. And I did. Plus, she was always making me do these Facebook Live videos wearing feather boas and tiaras. As I continued the program, things started to loosen up for me. I began creating my own challenges and letting go of my need to look good. This is where the real magic started to happen. So I was on a date on a busy Saturday at Panera. A cool song came on, so I jumped up and I started to dance. It wasn't long before my date hopped up from the table and joined me. And so did the manager, who shimmied up to the table with a big old smile on her face. Another day, I dared a friend to a long jump contest in the middle of the living room restaurant at DC Ranch. Soon, other diners pushed their tables to the side and joined in. We were all laughing and having a blast. I'm sure I must have looked like a complete lunatic doing all these things, but you know what? I was having the time of my life. Each challenge chipped away at my need to look good, and I got to know a different side of myself. Turns out I'm pretty playful and courageous, and I don't always need to have it together. I felt alive in a way I'd never felt before. And I was really surprised to see how eagerly other people jumped in and joined us in the fun. They just needed an excuse to step out of their own comfort zone. By stepping outside of my comfort zone, I finally stopped worrying about failing or what other people would think of me, and I started to take on challenges I never would have in the past. Now, I go to dance classes every week, and I stand in the front row. When I'm in a stressful meeting at work, I'll suddenly bust out in a little jingle. I promise you, I still can't sing, but it always lightens the mood. I've also launched a couple of new businesses, and I even took up jewelry making after a lifetime of telling myself that I'm not creative. My studio has become a magical place where I can get lost for hours, and I create fun, sparkly things that I never thought I was capable of. Here's the best part. I've even been invited to participate in some well-known art festivals here in Arizona. By continuing to push myself, I've discovered a newfound freedom to be me. So, what about you? Where in your life are you playing it safe and staying inside of your comfort zone? Where are you afraid of failing, being judged, or losing control? I recently read a study by the Psychological Science Journal. They found that facing your fears and trying new experiences can significantly boost your self-esteem and confidence. I've certainly found that to be true for me. For anyone else here tonight who feels like you're holding back or aren't experiencing all the joy that life has to offer, I invite you to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Here's how. When you get home, make a list of all the things that you want to accomplish or experience in your life. Challenge yourself to do things that scare you. For me, it's standing right here on this stage right now. But you can start small. Try new activities, volunteer, or explore a creative art like painting or playing an instrument. What are the things that you've always wanted to do but haven't gotten around to, or that you've been too scared to try? If the idea of something makes your heart flutter or your stomach do a little flip-flop, you know what I'm going to say. Put it on your list. Then jump in with both feet. Make that phone call you've put off. Book the trip that you've wanted to take. Sign up for that class. Tell the person you love them. As you take your own leap, it might require you to face some fears or get a little vulnerable, but I know you can handle it. Don't worry about the end result or what other people will think. Just take that first step. And then enjoy the process and see what amazing things you discover about yourself. So, What are you waiting for? Your own Coach Mary to show up? You don't have to take a 90-day class to experience this shift. Just continue to push your boundaries. Ask a trusted friend or a loved one to support you as you take the leap. Better yet, invite them to join you in your adventures. Look, here's the deal. You can stay in your comfort zone, or you can go make some magic happen. Either choice is perfectly fine, but I promise you this. Magic happens when you dare to step outside your comfort zone. It's where growth happens, real connections are made, and you experience the true richness of life. Thank you.